Pre-trip inspections are part of a daily life of a truck driver, and everyone knows you've got to check your brakes as part of your pre-trip. The question is, what are you actually checking? So let's take a few minutes and go through 6 things you need to check on your brakes daily to help prevent roadside violations down the road. 1. Air leaks. Be sure to listen as you do your walk around on your truck to listen for any audible air leaks. Remember, the air supply has to be on to the trailer for you to detect an air leak on the trailer. The best way to check the service brakes for leaks is to have something pushed against the brake pedal while you do a walk around, but that's not always available. Another way to check your service brakes for air leaks is to push in your brakes and then hold your brake pedal down. There should be an initial drop in pressure on the gauge, then it should hold steady. If it does not hold steady with steady pressure, you've got a leak. 2. Chafing. Make sure you look at the air lines on your trucks and look at the clamps that hold the lines in place, like this one and this one. Make sure that they're in good shape and not broken. A broken clamp can cause motion with the airline that can cause chafing and lead to audible air leaks. Also on an airline, look for clean and shiny. You can see that this is dirty, but if something's been rubbing against it, it only takes a few wipes with my finger before that's very shiny and very clean. A clean airline on the back of one of these trucks is a definite sign that you've got chafing going on and something needs to be immobilized. 3. Missing pieces. Always take a look at your slack adjuster when you're doing your walk around and check your connector pins. Make sure your cotter pins are in good shape. Make sure your main pins are in place. If a cotter pin's broken, it's got to be replaced because it'll make you lose the main pins. Make sure you check these daily. 4. Damaged drums and pads. Be sure to inspect your brake drums and pads for defects daily. You're looking for cracks, bulges, or anything that may appear broken. Look along the outside edge of the drum and both pads through here. Any cracks that aren't supposed to be there puts the truck out of service. It needs to be replaced as soon as possible. 5. Pad thickness. Pads on the drum brake system should be at least a 1/4 inch thick. The best way to measure that is with a pre-trip inspection tool. At the dead center of each shoe, there's a groove, and that inspection tool should slide easily inside that gap. If you don't have a pre-trip inspection tool, the key to your truck is almost the same width. Take your key to your truck, slide it in that groove. If it slides in like this, the pads are still good. If it will not go in, then the pads need to be replaced. To check pad thickness on a disc brake system, you have to reach in from behind and feel for the notches on the front and back of the brake assembly. What you're actually looking for is right here. There are 2 marks on this assembly, here and there. And if those 2 marks meet together, the pads are not thick enough. This one, there's some gap in between them. You can actually feel them. This one's good to go. 6. Brake stroke. One way to make sure that your brakes are adjusted properly is to do a pump down test on your brakes every day. The action of the brake will work the slack adjusters and work out any slack that may be present in the brake system. Another way to make sure your brakes are adjusted properly is to simply pull about halfway out of your parking spot, then back into it, giving several pumps of the brakes as you back up. A lot of our new trailers are equipped with this particular style of brake chamber, which has the little marker out the front of it. The way these markers work is if the air supply is on for the trailer and the brake pedal is depressed, this should go in and still show green. If you depress the pedal and there's only red showing, that brake is out of adjustment. These 6 items represent a vast majority of the roadside violations we've gotten on brakes, and pre-trip inspections are our first line of defense against these violations. Remember, if you find anything wrong, you need to report it to the maintenance department as well as note it on your DVIR at the end of the day. If you got any questions about brakes or anything maintenance related, please contact the maintenance or the safety department. Be safe out there.